Welcome to the ranch. Today's episode is a little bit different because right back here in this room, Monica is going to be teaching the next generation all about homesteading, and in particular, she's going to be dealing with how to can your own goods. So let's get in here and check out what she's going to be teaching these young kids. Let's go.
I myself am not a big fan of pressure canning on the stove because there's a lot to it. You gotta watch this little jiggler thing, you gotta watch the weight, make the movement, you gotta watch the steam, you gotta watch the time, you gotta watch the pressure. What I'm doing and what I'm gonna show you today, it basically makes it so easy because it takes a lot of the extra work out of it for me, okay? It takes a lot of the guesswork, some of the, when you were trying to do something and you're not sure if you're doing it right and you're just kind of like, what am I doing? This takes a lot of that away from me, which is why I have this, okay? Now, pressure canning. How does it work? And this is what I want you guys to understand. A pressure canner uses pressure, okay, inside of the element itself. It uses pressure to create temperatures well above boiling to effectively heat process your foods, low acid foods like meat, vegetables, beans, and soups. Now, that's a pressure canner. And then you have what's called a boiling water canner, where you basically can take a pot of water, you can put it on your stove, and you can bring it to boiling, and then you can put your jars inside, and you can put stuff like salsa, you can do tomatoes, you can do jams and jellies. Usually people start with jams and stuff. You can put that in a water bath canner. Bacteria can grow, and you'll start to get mold, and now you have a visual that, oh no, something is wrong with my jar. Now, what happens if that happens there, but I have a ring on it? You won't know. And can the bacteria actually pop that up and start really showing you that it's there? You really can't see because you can't see the air pocket area. You see how we left an air pocket there? You can't really see the headspace when the ring is on. So now you can't see the headspace. You can't do anything with it. And now my ring, you hear that? Listen to the difference too. Ready? Hear the difference? They sound different when they sound different when it's popped. You hear that? So it's definitely a difference, you can tell. You take a spoon and do it. But now you've got this pop seal. Now, this is caramel sauce, okay? So all I did, and I'll give you the recipe in a second, we're gonna actually do it. Now, I am improvising today because I forgot a few things at home. You have to bear with me. But we are going to take some spoons and we're gonna try it. And I wanted to bring two different kinds, and here's the thing. You guys look at this, ready? Look at this one that I made. I made this one in my crock pot. I took the jars, I sat it down, I filled them up, and then I made it in the crock pot. Now this one, I made in my pressure canner. Now, I overpressured this one, and I know I did, okay, and I'll show you that. Now, when you open it up, it's just got water, basically like water ring in there, because I've been canning with this. So, you've got your rack on the bottom, put your rack in there, and whenever you start, you can pressure can and you can water bath can in this, okay? The key to water bath canning in this is to making sure that if you water bath can, when you put your jars in, whenever you water bath can, you put your jars in and then you put the water above them, just about an inch or two above the water. You don't want to do too much above your jars, but you need to make sure they're in a bath, right? They're submerged. Now, we're going to open up our jars of sweetened condensed milk. I know, it's a lot easier than cutting myself. Okay, so we've got our clean jars, okay? Make sure there's no more water in them. You don't have to dry them because, to be honest with you, it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, so now we're gonna just put the sweetened condensed milk in our jars. That's all we're doing. You're not missing anything, Jamie. Sweetened condensed milk in our jars, that's it. We're gonna give ourselves, actually it's probably too much. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit more headspace than that. I want it to be below this lip because we are pressure canning it and I've had siphoning. Siphoning is when it comes out from underneath the lip. It comes out into your canner or just off to the side. I think Miss Betsy had some siphoning on hers the other day when she was doing hers. Nicely, we're gonna just run this around the edge, okay? We're just cleaning that lip because what I want is for this to be nice and clean at the top. Why do I want this to be nice and clean right here?
Then it'll seal
What will seal?
the lid.
The lid. Because when I put this under pressure, this seal, this lid, has this like rubber gasket right here, this rubber piece. And it sits on here, so I'm gonna clean off, oh, I just got it. I'm gonna clean off the top real good. One of the things my mother-in-law always taught me, which I never understood why until now, is you always feel, you put your finger, run it gently across the top. So if there's any type of little tiny bit of crack, you'll catch your finger. It's not a good thing, but you just why you do it slowly. You slowly run your finger around there just to make sure that there's no cracks. Now, this one's clean. Miss Jamie, do one and then give it to Annabelle so she can redo it, like so she can feel what a finger type would be. Yeah, Troy, take this, feel what that is, take it off and then do a finger type. I want you guys to do it just so you can feel what that feels like. That one's ready. This one's ready. Do a finger type, feel it, and then, yep, put it in there, stack them up. So I got nice hot water in there to start. Also, if you're ever gonna start with cold foods, let's just say you're making something fresh out of the fridge because you wanted to put something from the fridge, you want to can leftovers, right? You want to put something in the, you want to make sure that you take warm water. If you put cold stuff in your jars, you put really warm water, you stick it, let your food come to room temperature first, or kind of room temperature, not real cold, because if you have super cold stuff and you're putting it in here, and then you put this hot water in here, and then you think it's gonna come up to pressure without cracking your jars, that's a problem. So we put room temperature stuff in here, right? That was our key. So everything's in here. Miss Jamie, come look, because I want you to see too. And actually, we're gonna put another jar in the center there. We're just gonna jar up another jar of water.
Well, we're back at the ranch, everybody. And I wanted to take time to share that with you because it's so important for us to understand that we have to take the knowledge that we have and share it with the next generation. You know, I didn't grow up on a farm. Monica didn't grow up on a farm. And farms in America are becoming less and less. There's far less than there was when I was a kid and even more in the generation before. And the downside is that when we don't take that knowledge and pass it on, then we don't have the knowledge it takes to continue to grow our own food. We at the Promised Land Ranch, our family is all about encouraging people to find ways to grow your own food. And so this was another encouragement. I hope that you took this video as such. It was so important for us to show that there are still places out there willing to teach. We have a skills share class that's coming up. We did one in Texas a few weeks ago. And now we're going to do a second one. And it'll give us the opportunity to continue to share the knowledge that we've learned with the generation that we live in now, but also hopefully encouraging the generation coming up behind us. So I wanted to say thank you to Monica for the establishment where she was teaching and all the kids that were in the class. But hey, who likes teaching the next generation how to live off the land and how to be able to use their hands to can the food that they're going to eat? Farmers do. Until next time, peace. What's up, everybody? And this is some of the new generation of homesteaders coming up. What do you guys think about growing your own food? Yes? No?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? There you go.